That was a bit croaky. Hi there and welcome to this morning's Coffee and Card with me, Julie Sutcliffe from the Paper Haven. I'm not actually on live today. I wasn't able to do it live today. I did mention that last week to everybody who was on last week, so apologies for that. And it is week 6, it's the last one, so it's typical. But yeah, we're going to do, if you've already had a little nosy in your bag, we're actually going to do a shaker card today. So a shaker card is a card that has things inside that you can shake. And in this case, it's going to be a snow globe. Now, if you had the dies, then you can cut all these things out for yourself. If you haven't, then I should have cut some bits and bobs out for you. I can't remember exactly what I did because it was a few weeks ago. But I think I sent people with a piece like this. And then you have the bottom of the snow globe. Now, if you don't have the stamps, you're going to have to do some sort of decoration, and the dies, you're going to have to do some sort of decoration around the snow globe, but I'm sure you might have a snowflake stamp or something that you can use. Okie doke. So it's actually a bit of a hybrid one, this one, because it's got a little bit of stamping inside, but it's also got a bit of cutting out too. So I need to cut out a penguin. Typical having to break into one last sheet for the penguin on the last week. Sorry, one new sheet on the last week to get a penguin. There we go. You should have a piece of white card. Now, I'm going to stamp 2 trees on there, which you can see in the background here, hopefully. Hope you can. Yep. Just checking what you can see on the screen. So I'm going to use the tree stamp, which we used a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to stamp one in full ink and one stamped off. So one's a little bit paler than the other. Now we do have dies that cut those out, but I'm actually just going to use my scissors. Leaving a little bit of white space around the edge. Okay, so I've got my trees, I've got my penguin, okay, and you need some paper for the background. Now I've decided to mix it up a bit And rather than use a snowflake pattern, I'm going to use this sort of checked pattern. And it doesn't need to be a specific size, as long as it's wider than the hole or the aperture on your project. So if I pop that there, yeah, and that's going to go there like that, all right? But I'm going to stamp some snowflakes, and it's this larger one. I don't know if we've used this one yet. I know we've used the smaller ones. Did you catch my Yuletide village cards that I did on Saturday? If you haven't, please check them out. The videos they've been quite popular so far. Oh, this is quite dark because I re-inked it. There we go. That will do. And then on that scrap, we also need to stamp Let It Snow. And I'm using Pop It Parade for that. And it is going to snow because we're going to do a shaker card. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut it out around the edge. Like that. Okay, so I always tend to get this wrong, so I'm really having to think about what I'm doing here. But I can't get this wrong, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the bottom of the snow globe to the front piece of card. And you know what I did yesterday? After filming my class, I didn't put the top back on the glue. So it's all stuck up. Very naughty. Very, very naughty of me. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go there. I'm just going to check that that's okay. And it is. Right, this is where I always get mixed up. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to glue this. You should have a piece of acetate. Mine's a bit wide actually, so I'm just going to trim that down. Okay, and that is it sticks to there, all right? Okay, it's going to stick on here. Now you can use some tape if you want to. I just find glue's a bit messy with this. So we'll take that there. Okay, so we've got our little window. And now what we need to do is grab, I'm using these now. You could use dimensionals, but these foam strips are really good for a shaker card because they're a little bit higher, and because they're longer, we can bend them round. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to pop this quite close to the aperture, and I'm bending it round. Like that. If you're going to use foam pads, you need to make sure that there's no gaps all the way around, so that the snowflakes can't get lost in the gaps. Okay. Then what we need to do is we actually need to put these all the way around the edge, because it needs to be level. Whoops, I've just peeled the back off instead of actually peeling the whole thing off. There we go. I think that might be. I've got a little bit there we can use. It's too long. I'll just use that little bit actually. That'll be fine. Okay. And then you see that's just the backing piece. You can see that will stick there like that. But first, what we need to do is we need to stick our bits and bobs in. Okay, so we just need to keep, oh, that's sticking down. We just need to keep coming back to looking at what looks okay inside. So you want to be able to see everything. So we might move that up a little bit. Make sure it's oh look, I've picked up the glue. Happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them off one at a time and glue them down. Like that. I do like the look of the two-tone trees with the Stampin' Up. Okay, and then what we do, now you should have some of these in your bag. I forgot to say at the beginning, be careful. I've done a little pinch for everybody. I didn't count them out individually, but I tried to give everyone a pinch. So these, I'm going to pop them in the middle there. Like that. And then I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to peel all the backing off. Oops. And then that, I'm just going to stand up to do this. Sorry if it's not on script. There we go. Okay, so that's going to go on there. That's going to go on there. And then I did die cut some little snowflakes. If you do have the dies, or if you've got something you can pop there. That's going to stick on there. And then I'm going to glue that on. And then finally, before we have a shake, I put you some twine in, yeah? And what I'm going to ask you to do is cut it in half and then tie it in a bow. So you tie in 2 pieces in a bow. So I'm doing 2 loops and then I'm crossing them over each other. My fingers are all sticky. Oh man, do you know what? Let's try again. Nearly got it. Oh, one's come through, one hasn't. This is taxing, isn't it? I did it fine, of course, when I was making it. There we go. And then you want to sort of straighten that up and zhuzh it a bit, like that. You might want to trim it. And I've just added that there. And you probably need a glue dot for this. I've got my Christmas pyjamas on today when I'm filming. I hope you appreciate that. Well, one of my pairs. I think I've got about 4 pairs now. Okay, and the final test. Ta-da! We have our little shaker card. I hope you've enjoyed doing that. I've got some that are... I've got a little pile of them on top of each other, which I should have sorted out, but never mind. Okay, so I always do this, and I have got them out ready, she said, to share. So that was week 6. I think that was one. Maybe need to zoom out a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. I've loved doing this one. Next week we're doing the Humble Home one. Okay. Most of you have already got the bundle, and I'm just going to be sending the card kits and half a pack of the papers out very, very soon. So which is your favourite? I would love to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. And I'll be back as normal next week. I'll be live with you as normal. Please leave me a comment. Please let me know if you've caught up on replay. If you're in my VIP group, please leave a picture of the cards that you make. I would love to see them, and I'll be back next week. See you then. Bye-bye.